Okay guys, so welcome to a video. This video is going to be my final thoughts on what I think about Zhongli and Xiao post 1.3. This video is kind of late because I was processing my thoughts because I don't have Xiao on my account. So I had to go play on a bunch of other people's accounts to see what Xiao's really like. And I can say now that if you're free to play, Xiao is good, he's viable, but he's not going to be meta, he's not broken, he's just good. Because right now, in terms of DPS, he's not going to beat Ganyu anytime soon. And I'll say why. So with Xiao, his plunge attacks, if you're a really high-end free-to-play player, you could probably get Xiao up to maybe 15,000 per plunge attack or 20,000 per plunge attack. Which, it seems great. 20,000 per plunge attack is really nice. However, you need Xiao's ult for those plunge attacks. And Xiao's ult, just like I thought, doesn't actually come that fast. It's better than what I thought, but it still takes quite a while to get that ult. So you have quite a bit of downtime. And also, while he's on his ult, his 20,000 per plunge, that's not actually broken at all. Because Ganyu by herself can also do that much damage easily with her charge attacks. The difference is that Ganyu does not need her ult at all for that kind of damage. She can just charge attack it out of nowhere. But Xiao needs his ult to do that kind of damage. Because once Xiao doesn't have his ult, that's where he gets pretty weak. And I don't really like that. Okay, Amber, go. Yeah, overall, Xiao is good. It's just that he's not gonna compete for best DPS because Ganyu, without anyone supporting her, can do the same damage that Xiao's ult can. But Ganyu also has Xiangling, which allows her to basically do melt consistently, almost every single shot. So let's say Ganyu was doing 20k, right? Which she doesn't. She does 40,000. As a high-end free-to-play player, Ganyu does 40,000 per charge shot. And then with melt, which is very easy because Xiangling exists, you can do 80,000 per charge shot, which is already 4 plunge attacks from Xiao without using any ult. It's just her charge attack. So in terms of DPS, Xiao is pretty average. I wouldn't even say second best. I would say he probably maybe somewhere between 3, 4, or 5 in terms of DPS. Because I think Klee also still outdamages him quite significantly. Because his ult takes Xiao's ult takes a long time to actually charge. And another thing that I have not seen people talk about is Xiao's HP drain. Xiao's HP drain doesn't seem like much of a problem, but that's only if you have Xiao's ult at talent level 7. If you don't have Xiao's ult at talent level 7, then the HP drain can actually be kind of annoying sometimes. Especially if you're beginning, which is also why I think Xiao is not that worth it for free-to-play players, because Xiao is the 5-star that I think needs a good support and a good healer the most. I don't think there's another 5-star that requires as much support and healing as he does. Oh my god, my entire team's dead. Oh jeez. So now don't get me wrong, Xiao is fine. He's fun to play. But like he's just not my style, and I don't think he's as good as everyone's saying he especially the big YouTubers. I don't think he's broken at all. He just seems balanced. And also another problem with Xiao that I have is he's a main DPS that does not want to switch off, but he's a Nemo, which kind of makes him not that good long term as well. Since Xiao is a Nemo and his damage is already outclassed by someone that's in the game, and then there are going to be future characters such as Hu Tao who are going to outdamage him even more. And Xiao's just gonna fall out of the meta pretty quickly. Because, like, let's say for example, Klee or Ganyu, right? The number 1 and number 2 DPS in my opinion right now. Ganyu, she can be cryo DPS, but she can also support a future cryo character. Where, like, if a future cryo character is really OP, Ganyu can support. If there's an OP fire character like Hu Tao, Klee can also kind of be like the backbone as well. But actually, for Hu Tao specifically, this is why I think the more I play with Ganyu, the more I think she's just absolutely busted right now. Because she will also combo really well with Hu Tao actually. Because with Hu Tao, you want to use her E. It lasts 9 seconds, and then it's not there for 7 seconds. So you use Ganyu during that time. And since Hu Tao is Pyro, Ganyu will also get Melt. And then when you switch back from Ganyu to Hu Tao will get Melt because Ganyu is Cryo. Now this is what I mean by long-term viability. Is that Xiao doesn't really have that. Xiao doesn't really have anyone to combo with since he's a Nemo. And that also holds him back. Because that just means that you'll replace him pretty soon. Much sooner than like other characters such as Ganyu. Which is kind of a shame. And also one last thing about Xiao is that the spears in this game currently suck. The spears in this game aren't good at all. The only spear that's actually really usable if you're completely free to play and you have Xiao is Favonius Lance. There's nothing else. Because if you don't have Deathmatch or a 5-star spear, your Xiao is not gonna do anywhere close of damage to like most of the showcases that you see on YouTube. Because the weapon is such a big deal. And especially when it comes to spears, the difference between the free-to-play spears and the paid spears are just so huge. I mean, there's also Black Cliff Pole, which you can buy as a free-to-play. But I don't really like buying those weapons, just in case they add more stuff to that shop where you use that currency. So it's kind of off-putting for me when you have to use those kind of weapons. Whereas if you compare with Ganyu or Klee, Klee has Mapamare, which is pretty good for free-to-play, and then a bunch of gacha weapons are just completely broken. A bunch of catalyst weapons are just completely broken, like Witsif. I guess there's Witsif, and then Witsif. There's. What else was there? There's Witsif, there's Sacrificial Fragments, there's a couple of choices for Catalyst. Whereas for Spears, you basically have Favonius Lance, and that's really it. And Favonius Lance is not a damage spear, it's an energy spear. The only damage spears in the game, really, right now, are just Deathmatch and the 5-star spears. So if you don't have that, your Xiao is gonna be even worse. Because Xiao really needs a weapon to actually perform. Oh yeah. So to sum it up, I think Xiao Xiao is a great DPS, honestly, probably top 3 right now, but I just don't think that he'll be very viable long term. And he's not beginner friendly. Xiao requires you to already have a lot of stuff for him to actually work. However, he does work pretty fine if you build him up. So yeah, if you want to summon and get for Xiao, there's like 5 days left. Sure, you can get it, but if you want to be completely optimal, I advise if you have Ganyu, completely ditch Xiao and get Hu Tao. Or yeah, even if you don't have any sort of DPS, just don't summon for Xiao anymore if you didn't get him, and just save your guaranteed pity for Hu Tao, because Hu Tao is going to be the best DPS in the game for a while. I looked at her details since January, and I've been saying this for a while. I think Hu Tao is going to be the best DPS in the game by far if they don't nerf her a lot, because she's absolutely insane. That's also a reason why I decided to skip Xiao, because I already have Ganyu, and Hu Tao is just busted. But if you want Xiao, it's fine. It's completely fine. He's viable. It's just he's not as viable as like the other current characters in the game. Also, does the wolf do that? Does the wolf go twice? What? Huh. That's weird. So yeah, I think Xiao is a decent pick for free to plays, but if you're free to play, you're better off just not getting Xiao. He just doesn't really seem worth it. Now Zhongli. Oh boy, Zhongli. I've used him since he's released, and Zhongli now and Zhongli then is basically night and day. There's a humongous difference. Zhongli right now is so hard to replace once you actually use him, because I really did underestimate how strong that 20% drain all resistance is, because it just adds so much damage for free, and his shield's also now so tanky too that if you're running a DPS, I would say almost all the time you want to have Zhongli on your team because of that free 20% extra damage. Zhongli right now is really good, and I think if he does come back, like some rumors have said, he might actually be a worthwhile pull for free to plays. However, Hu Tao is coming, and I think Hu Tao is going to be so absolutely busted that every free to play should save up and summon on Hu Tao. But yeah, Zhongli is really good now. Oh my god, wow. Oh, nice. Whoa, 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 whoa. Zhongli, I think, is really good now. His shredding, his reduced resistance is such good support. Now he's like actually support, rather than just there for shields. Now he's also a shield and damage support, which is very nice. His ult also does pretty good damage now, thanks to like the geo resonance and the minus resistance combined together is craziness. I will say though, the only problem that I have playing with Zhongli is that his hold E does not replace the pillar. Like you hold E once and then you place down the pillar, and then you hold E again at another spot and then it doesn't place a new pillar. Sometimes that can be kind of annoying, because you want to kind of like move your geo constructs according to where the enemies are, and sometimes you just forget. So you still have to press the normal E sometimes as well. But yeah, now Zhongli is a beast. He's one of the he's basically right now, the current best support for damage dealing. He works with everybody. You put him with Xiao, he does insane numbers. You put him with Ganyu, he does insane numbers. You put him with Klee, he does insane numbers. You put him with anyone and they'll do crazy numbers. Because 20% resistance immediately away is just 20% extra damage. Also, wow, I hate Dvalin so much. It's so hard to plunge. And oh yeah, if you guys have noticed, in the background of this video, I've been plunging with Zhongli. That's because I don't have Xiao on this account. So I'm just playing Geo Xiao. This is the new Xiao, guys. But yeah, overall, I think that Zhongli is a really nice support now. He's If you have him, it's very hard to not use him now. Because he can inflate your main DPS by a lot. He's really nice. And also, it seems like now his pillars actually generate energy consistently. I'm still not 100% sure about that, but lately I've seen his pillar generate energy more often than it used to. But yeah, that's beside the point. So, yeah. I think right now Zhongli is in a pretty good spot. I still do not think that Zhongli physical is any good at all. If you want to build Zhongli, I think by far the best way is to just build him as a support that can do a lot of damage on his ult. Just because now his ult and especially his E now do so much damage, so much passive damage. All right, I hate Dvalin, so I'm gonna weaken him a little bit. It's quite difficult to deal with these camera angles. I hate Dvalin so much. So yeah, my Zhongli is not really built for physical at all. I just put like my leftover bloodstain artifacts on him, honestly. So Dvalin's almost done here. So yeah, before Dvalin is done, I would say Zhongli is absolutely fantastic, but since Hu Tao is coming, and if Zhongli comes like in the rumors slightly after Hu Tao, then don't summon because Hu Tao is insane. I think Hu Tao is going to be super necessary. But let's say if Zhongli's banner comes like randomly at some point, I think that Zhongli is actually a great investment for free-to-play players now. Because he basically works almost everywhere because of that minus 20% resistance. And now his shield is the tankiest in the game by far for now. Like, my Zhongli, with an actual build, usually sits around 27k HP. That's with no HP main stats. And with 27k HP, his shield is around 15k HP. Which makes his shield so nice. His shield used to be like 6,000, now it's 15k. Which is pretty insane. He can let you face tank so much stuff. He's so nice. Zhongli just works. Honestly, like, I think Zhongli is better than Xiao. 100% at this point. Because Zhongli is just more useful in more situations. Alright, so time to end Dvalin here. Oh my god, let me plunge. Alright, sick. So yeah, those are my final thoughts, and I'm going to show you my Zhongli plunge build now. Okay, so this is my Zhongli plunge build. Please do not build your Zhongli like this. This is not how you play Zhongli. So here I have 2000 attack. I have 70% crit rate. I got this crit rate. so that I'm basically just imitating Xiao here, because Xiao has crit rate on his Ascension, so his crit rate is usually 70%. So I just went ahead and got a bunch of crit rate on Zhongli. And then my crit damage is 127%. My physical damage bonus is 83%. So for the weapon, he's using a level 90 deathmatch. And yeah, there really aren't any good spears. 4-star spears, which honestly is a shame. I had to buy deathmatch because there really just aren't any good 4-star spears. The only good 4-star spear right now, really, for free to plays, is the craftable one. I don't remember the name, but it's only for physical, so it's like, yeah, it doesn't really work either, because no spear character right now really uses physical. Rosario will probably be the first one. So this is my build on this Zhongli. Please do not build like this. So he has this plus stain, crit rate, attack percent, attack HP. He has this attack, elemental mastery, energy recharge, crit rate, and attack percent. His HP 1100. I wish this went into percentage. Elemental mastery, HP percent, and defense. Physical damage bonus, attack, crit rate, crit damage, attack percent. And then crit damage, energy recharge, defense, crit rate, and HP. Do not build your Zhongli like this. To show you an example of what my Zhongli build is usually like, I usually build him with this. Yeah, I'll use this. So this is a really nice flower. I'm very happy about that flower. This is the feather that I usually use on him. Crit damage, attack percent, and then 2 HPs. This is the thing that I use on him because it has a lot of HP substats. Here I use geo damage, of course. Geo damage bonus, HP, and HP percent. And here I use this one, which has 21% HP percent and crit damage. I use 2 set Noblesse and 2 set Archaic Petra on him. His talents are 5, 6, and 7. I've still only gotten one of these ever, which kind of sucks. I wish I got more of those. And yeah, this is usually what my Zhongli will look like. 26k HP, 1800 attack, 48% crit rate, 151% crit damage, and an 83% geo damage. So yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please don't hate me. I'm just really I'm just saying my honest opinions here. And yeah, see you guys next time, I guess.